Okay. So, mm, okay. So, what have you done till now in the project?
So just the registration and like the validation aspect and like a little bit of data exploration, like explanatory data analysis, exploratory data analysis. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So for this MLP project sessions, most likely, so in sessions we do join to resolve any queries you have. Rest you have to work on the project, and so in course we teach it, right? So that is course. Here it's a project, so it's up to you to do the work. And if you face the difficulties, we might look into it, right? So it depends how complicated it is. We might be able to solve it. Yeah, Priyanshu.
Sir, actually, I wanted to check the registration we should do only after we get good score, or can we do it with like dummy model as well, and then we keep working on like improving the model?
No,
What
no,
is the best approach?
you have to do the registration now, like in the initial phase. So registration is something like you create a notebook and you submit that notebook through a form. So that way we know that this is the kind of your notebook link with us, that now in this notebook you are going to work for the rest of the project period, right? So we can track that you have been working on it. And on another thing is uh, so let's say if you cross the cutoff and all, and uh, we need your notebook access also, kind of view access, so that we do plagiarism checking, which will be at the end of the project.
Okay, sir, understood. So basically, we can keep on editing the notebook, right? It's
Yeah,
not that.
that is correct.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Mm, not There is no graded assignment in project.
Yeah, no, sir. My query was generally about the this thing, the MLP, because I was looking through the graded assignment for week 2, and it seemed like it was from week 3.
No, no, that is okay. So it is, this data set name is a issue, but it is from week two only.
Yeah, but like some of the concepts like pipeline and chaining the pipelines and all
Mm,
that was covered is like the
in
because week
week,
is available to us, so it is directly from there. But then,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, that is correct. So that's why the deadline was extended for 1 week. Um, you can you can see the deadline was supposed to be last Sunday, but it is going to be this Sunday, due to that.
So could you sort of help us out with the pipeline part? Because I mean, I think because of the paradox, even the live sessions got cancelled till 22nd, and we need to make the submission for this week for the graded assignment, the
Yes, sure.
pipeline concepts and all that. I mean, there it's relevant to the project also, and it's relevant to the graded assignment also. So I think it will be useful if that can be covered.
Yeah, sure, sure. We can do that. Okay. Anything else? Because if we go there, that will be kind of half an hour, more than that, depends. So
Excuse me, sir. Uh,
yes.
Sir, during orientation session, you said we are going to take a dummy project side by side, and we are going to work on it like we used to do in MAD, one application for projects.
In MAD.
Like during orientation session, you said that we are going to work on projects side by side, like in live sessions, like we used to
Mm,
do on development projects.
So I'm not sure if we will do that, but there will be mentor session after this paradox break. We'll have this. mentor session, which will be every day, kind of except Thursday. Uh, so in that we might do that. So I'm not sure if it was clearly, but so that is kind of like they in mentor session they do cover some of the previous project thing, and so we work on this previous project is in that thing that's called boot camp. In boot camp we do that extensively. I'm not sure in sessions we do that or not, but we can include some of it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But it will be after paradox break. Yeah,
Okay.
Sudhir.
Sir, do we have to register for this mentor session, or it will be
No,
free
no,
for
no. It
everyone?
will be open for all, and it will be every day 7 to 8. So every day means like it's up to you to join. If you have any problems, you can join. If you are able to work on yourself, then that is also okay.
And what it is going to be covered in that?
So generally, it is also guided by students only. So what students demand, something of that sort of covered. Like let's say, for example, this session somebody asked for pipeline, and we are going to cover that. Likewise, in that also you can ask something. Let's say you are you don't know how to use, let's say, encoding or something like that. Depends, like, so not high level thing. Like high level means covering a research papers or some sort of that way, but it will be helpful, kind of. Okay. So most of the work you have to do. If you get stuck, then the sessions are for that purpose, that you are doing something, and so you know how to, like, you know what to do, but you don't know how to do something. So that how to do part is kind of somebody can be able to do it. Okay, yeah, yeah, Sonal.
Yes, sir. I had a question that we have submitted the dummy model, right? So
Yes.
when we are working further on our project, then we have to comment that out and then do it, or we can continue in the same way.
Yeah, you can remove dummy model. That was just a registration purpose. Now you can actually work on your notebook, like EDA and everything you can do. So that dummy model submission was to so that you make a submission, and that submission should be logged in that leaderboard, and it is like there is several more logging happens by Kaggle. So we have your data now, kind of, and now you can work on it. Like you can remove it, doesn't matter. So you can start doing EDA first, then you will prepare some model, right? You will build train a model. So when you will do multiple model training, which you should do it after some point, so that time you have to kind of ignore that part, right? Like if you are running the whole notebook at once, then you have to ignore it. So for ignoring purpose, you can comment it out.
Okay, okay, sir. Got it.
Yeah, Lokesh.
So, sir, my question is related to the milestone one.
Hmm.
So, in that we have two questions. The last two questions I'm talking about. The question is explain the data using any EDA you have used.
Hmm.
So, in this we have to tell our observations, right? Like what we have observed about the data, like what is our analysis
Yeah, that is
from
correct.
the data. Okay. And so the last question is mention the references you have used. So, like references, you mean by the like if we have used any website like Stack Overflows or Geek of Geeks, anything from that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, that is correct. So you can actually mention anything as a reference. So whatever you use, let's say ChatGPT is fine. If any, so the idea is, if you're searching for a very good websites, for example, any research paper particularly, or any very you know different thing, that would be a, so if it is there, then we just wanted to know that it is there, like something else. So students are not doing just chat gpt and coming out of this, they are actually doing something else also. And like there is no extra mark for that, but it's just something, if you have we like it, that's all.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Priyanshu.
Sir, I wanted to check out the score. So the cutoff is 0.45 something. So is that R2 score or something else?
So it will be mentioned in the competition, right? That what is the score we are talking about.
I could not find. Probably I will have to revisit.
So submission is the R2 score. That is R2 score. So you can see the first page. I'll show you. Uh, is it shared screen?
I think
Is
sir,
my
it's loading. Yes, it's loading.
okay now?
No, sir, it's not yet shared.
It should be now, right? Just
I cannot see. I'm not sure if the problem is with my side or like others can see. But I cannot see, sir. I can only see the black screen.
let me. Now,
Yes, sir. Now, yeah, it's visible.
so okay, see in this is the project link. You can go to this first overview. There it was under the evaluation. R2 score.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? We can really start. Okay. So I'll explain the pipeline part and column transformer and that sort of things. If
And so
nothing.
we are free to use any sort of transformation that we think might be relevant, right?
That is yeah, correct. You can do that.
Okay.
So
Sir,
yes.
my question is regarding this plagiarism, right? Also notebook. So
Yes.
suppose we are referring some this research paper or site.
Mhm.
So will it be counted as plagiarism or how?
No, that is not a plagiarism.
Then
So
could you please
here,
explain
yeah,
what is
so here
plagiarism?
plagiarism is kind of you have very high similarity with your peers. So if your notebook is too much similar, then that is a plagiarism. You have copied from other. You didn't work by
Okay.
yourself. So if any website or anything you work on, that is kind of okay.
If we take the help of this Gemini and we are able to explain the code, understand that, will that be counted as plagiarism?
No, that is not plagiarism. That is okay. So
Okay.
this copying from other is only the plagiarism check we do, like plagiarizing a peer's work. Otherwise, any sort of tools you can use, anything outside your friends or any of your peer notebook is all okay.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Okay, so I'll it should be visible. The collab should be visible, right?
Yes.
Um, and say collab. So let me first just import some things.
Recording of this session, where can we find it?
It is available in the um,
In calendar, it's not there, I think so.
mm, yes, in calendar. I have added it. So what you can do is I Yeah, okay. I have to reshare this.
Thank you, sir.
Now, so what you can do is you can go to the YouTube, which is YouTube.
Actually, sir, I shared the link in chat.
Yeah, that is okay. I just want to right can uh, mm, yeah. So what you can do is if you have this, that is the channel name. You can just go there, and under live sessions, if you go there, you'll see, you'll be able to see all the live sessions. So if you can maybe bookmark this link or subscribe if you like, but that won't, you'll again miss it, like which was the channel name, but it was machine learning practice. um, so you can bookmark it, that would be better. Now okay, so we were here, so now let's say I need some kind of data, and mm, just say give me a try. So if I do that, so from Seaborn library, I'm importing the data. Anything will work. So if you have uploaded a CSV file, if you have a data, that is also okay. Right. So I'll just store it in data frame, and by default it's a pandas data frame only. So I don't need to convert it to pandas data frame or anything. Let's see, I can do PF head, right? Not head. So you can see 5 rows are showing up using head. Now let's say before I talk about pipeline, why will you need a pipeline is, so pipeline is something you can think, let's say you have one process, okay, process one, and then you want to send the whole data. So whatever went into the process one, the whole data set, okay. So depends, like now before sending your data into this process, you can actually select some columns, some rows, so that all the things you can do. Okay, so here you don't need to send the all data, but whatever is required, that you need to send it. And what it will do is it will do some process on the first one, so it's the first process, and then you can send it for a second process, right? Second process, something like this. Now a good example would be, let's say on numerical, or let's say in categorical data, so categorical columns, okay. Now what you wanted to do with categorical columns is, let's say you want to do first processes, you want to do impute mean, okay. Impute mean is means if null values are present in any of the column, you want to replace it using the average value. Average is mean. Okay, so that is first process. So this is the thing I wrote written as process one. Okay. Process one. Then after replacing all the mean won't work, so mode. Okay, mode would be better. Like it's a categorical data. Now let's say you want to do second processes. You want to uh, convert values to number, right? So that is called encoding. I'll write encoding itself. So encoding, there's something encoding, that is what we want to do as a process two. Okay, and then let's say third process I want to do is I want to scale it. Scaling is something I want to do, so that is process three would be my skill. Okay, so here I would really like to use a pipeline. So this is the use case, like when you wanted to use a pipeline is this is the where I wanted to use pipeline. So let's remember that whatever you send here, I have to choose categorical data. Then only I will do this, since I wanted to impute mode, and then only I will do encoding of that, and then I will do the scaling of that categorical columns. Now, what happened to numerical columns? What happened to numerical columns here? Is something like they won't be included, right? So what you will get is you will get what you send, right? So whatever you send, that's a two columns you have sent. So whatever you have defined just now, that will happen on those things, and you will get as output, right? So now you might want it to concatenate with the original data and something like that. Okay, so we'll see a example of it. So what I'll do is I'll first look where the missing values are. So let's say here. Okay, so deck has some missing value, embark down has some missing values. So df dot shape. So there are total 891 rows, but out of the 688 are not available in deck, right? So ideally I would have removed the deck, but for taking as an example, I will impute it with a mod and do the encoding if it is a so what I'll do is I df dot select the type. I want to exclude whatever is numbers. Okay, so numbers means float or integer. If I do that, so if I do that, then I will have all the columns which are categorical. So these are all the categorical columns. Okay. And deck is, you can see it is a categorical column, and I have to replace this null values using mod of that. That is first thing I want to do for categorical data. Now there is one another called so you can see age has missing value, but age will not come as a categorical data. It is a numerical data. It is a integer or float kind of data would be there. And another is embark down. So here in embark down, it's also two missing values. So what we'll do is my task is that I'll take deck and embark down as columns. So these columns I will select first. So I'll take it as a subset of this, right? So this subset will be there in my data. I am going to do this three process on that. Okay, so this three process I want to do on that. This thing, right? Now for this I'll require first. So I'll require simple imputer. So I'll import that. So import from sklearn dot impute import simple input. Okay, so this is one I will require from sklearn dot pre-process pre-processing, maybe that import say one hot encoder would work if there are not much category. So I think this category is a so embark town is a nominal data, it's not the ordinal data. So I would prefer one hot encoder than ordinal encoder, right? That is the correct way to do it. So let's do that. And the last is we have to do scaling, right? So scaling is also in the pre-processing itself. So I will do standard scaling. So this three I have. Now I need a so what I can do is say let's say I want to impute. I will create a object of simple imputer and give let's say strategy that I want to use is most frequent. So here we use most frequent as a category for mod. Okay, and if I show you, this is what we'll do. So what I have to do is I have to take from df. So I would have definitely done train test split here or before this, before pre-processing or anything. Right. So I'm not doing that. Just so you know that I have. Or let's do that. So from sklearn dot scale dot, that would be in um,
Pre-processing.
no, that is not pre-processing it. Should was the so pre test and model selection. Okay, so if you forget that, that is okay. So like I want a model selection and I have to import train test and I will do as I so for train test split you will you need to do something like this. So I'm not sure if I can zoom it, but you have to take x train. You will get x train x test, y train y test, then train test split, and you have to give x and y to that, and you can set any random that thing right now. What you can do is you either see this is a classification data, and in this the classes survived or not survived. Okay, that's how this data was. If you don't want to now deal with the labels as of now, just let's say we are just understanding how pipeline works, so we can remove this as of now. We don't care about y's as of now, so I'll just call them train and test set. That is x is also on, so that is tf. I'm dividing this as a 0.33 and something like that, right? So you can see how a train looks like. This is how it looks like. So 596 rows are there, and similarly in test, some whatever remaining, right? 295. Okay. So I have train and test set. Now what I will do is, let's say train, and I want some columns, right? So if I want all the rows and some columns, so that columns are embark down and deck. So something like this, but I have to go. So if I do that, I'll get a subset of it. So on the subset, I wanted to work around, right? So what I can do is, so impute dot fit and then transform this my data set, right? This one. And it will do it, right? So the imputation is done. Now let's say if I just show you that this is a subset and you can see subset. Okay.
Sir, why only on these two columns? Because they are having null values.
They have null values, yes. So
Only
see,
only
yeah,
these columns are having null values.
yes. So as I started this, that whatever you send, so you have only control over data when you send in the data. Okay, after you send it to a pipeline, your control is over data is not there. So what you have control over is like data means selection part, right? Which column should go, which rows should go. You should decide first and then send it to the pipeline. So pipeline is kind of, you can say, a big machine which has uh, smaller components into it. One is imputation, encoding, and scaling. So once you send the data, then the whole process will happen, will definitely happen, and you will get the output. You can't say that, okay, I sent my the whole data set. Now uh, you should decide which column to apply imputation. You should decide encoding. That is not the part of pipeline. Pipeline doesn't do any kind of that separation or anything. It will, you give the data and it will do all of it. Okay, so the whole thing you have to build and then it will give it. Okay, so let's say this how I do it, and you can see the values are values are imputed, right? So subset dot think unique uh, I think what I can do is something like this, right? So you can see there is no null is coming up, right? If you have, let's say, done uh, this one, np dot unique, and given this data, not supported. It can, so this is a pandas data frame, and what you are getting is something like data frame object has no okay. Can I want to print it. So don't worry what I am doing as of now. I just wanted to show you that what I am doing now is like this, right? So you can see in this there is a null value present, and here also a null value is present, right? So after we have done the imputation, you can see I'm doing a numpy way to find the unique values, and there isn't any nan you are able to see, right? So that means the data was correctly imputed and something like, so it has worked, right? So I just wanted to prove that. And similarly, all the others process would have worked individually. We could have done it. Okay, but now what issues you are going to face is so one is this dependency, right? So you have dependencies of previous output. Like after I do the imputation, I should do encoding, right? So what happens in imputation does matter how encoding is going to happen, right? Like if you get a different kind of data, then how you should do encoding, something like so here that's the encoding happens, and how scaling is going to get affected is depending on how encoding was done, right? Let's say encoding has 0 1 2 3 4 5 kind of values, then scaling using mean or something, finding a mean can be affected, something. So this whole process is one after another, so there is a dependencies of each other. Another is what we generally do is we do train test spread and then do this, right? So whatever I have done in train set, I should do same thing on test set, right? So that is the next thing we should do. And And if you do see this, each of the process, if you do individually, this process, let's say, so as of now, I have done the one process, which is imputation, and I have to write so many things like fitting for each of it. So for each of that, I have to first create a class of it, and then do the fitting of it. So here I'm doing the transformation, which I have to do, and then I can see the result, right? So for each of it, so it will become a little bit bigger code, right? So here you can definitely use pipeline. So pipeline will streamline it. So the process of earlier thing, the whole process will be streamlined here. So you just need to send the data, and the rest of the process will be done. And on test set, it will be very easy to do, right? Same thing. So how to write a pipeline, that we can see now. Okay, if any doubt is there, yes. Any question? So there,
Yes, sir. Sir,
yes,
I have a doubt regarding the data set given for the project, right? Suppose we are doing the pre-processing thing on this test set, but why of the test set is not available for pre-processing. So how to go about that?
so why doesn't matter, right? Like, so see, how happens is you train the model. Okay, what you have control over is you have model training, right? That is your, it's in your control. And for that, data is given that you should use this data for training purpose. Now there is another data which is coming up, which is test set, which you don't have much control over the labels. Like, you don't have labels, but that is the task, right? You have to predict it. So whatever you have done with the training part, you just have to follow the same process for test, right? So you will do something with features, all of the features except label. So whatever you do in label, that is a different thing. But um, so that will be stored under model, right? Whatever you do with label also, like you can do, let's say,
Sir,
log transformation, something like, yes.
sir, whatever steps we will do in the train data set,
Yes,
so we 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 have to do all these same steps in the test data set also, no, in the
yes,
MLP project.
yes, that is correct. So same step you have to do, but same step is how same, like what is same here is across feature, right? So you have this features. So across a feature, you will do the same step, not uh, not row wise. Okay, so each feature, let's say whatever you have done with that feature, you are going to do same thing with uh, any like any of the subset of data, the train, test, validation, whatever you create. So that feature is, let's say the feature is height. Okay, now whatever you do with the height, let's say you have converted it to some small range using scaling. So whenever you get a new data, you are going to do same thing, right? So because your model was trained in same way, it's like that. So for that purpose, you have to do the same pre-processing step on any new data set. Okay. uh, assumption of a trained model is that your data is coming from same distribution. So whatever you do with the train set, you should do with the test set. That is the reason. Okay, so here we were talking about pipeline, and we have seen that how imputation can be done. Now similarly, you can definitely do all the rest of the process, but if you want to do same thing with the test set on any other set, you have to write all the things from scratch, like not self, but you have to be very careful about it, that you should do each step in a similar manner, that one after another of this, and it should definitely happen. That is also you have to make sure of. So we, to make our work easy, we'll use pipeline. So pipeline is something we can do. So that thing we can do from sklearn dot pipeline import pipeline. And now for example. So pipeline is the class. So I'll create a object of that, and I have to give steps to it. So steps is transformation input, and nothing else, right? So mostly, so one thing you have to give a step to this. Like this is the one. So it will take a array, a list of tuples, right? So that's what steps are going to be. A list is this and tuple of that. So what you can do is you can definitely write steps outside of it. You can call any variable name, but I'll just use same thing as steps, and I will create a list of it, and it should be tuples. So tuples are like this. Okay. And why tuple? I'll let you know. So I'll just give this as a input here. Okay. Now what a tuple, how a tuple should look like is, to you first have to give a name to it, like what you are going to do. Anything. It's up to you. So here you have a choice. Let's say I am doing imputation. Okay. So I'll call that. And here I have to give what kind of transformation I want to do. So earlier I did this transformation, which is here, right? So this specific class or this specific class, which I have put in this way, I have to give this, right? So uh, that I have to do here as a next thing in this. So this is my first step. So steps will be, of course, in the order of tuple you have written, right? So be careful with the way you write the tuple. Okay. And now, okay. So this is okay. So first thing is done. Now we have to do encoding, right? So let's say encoding I'll do. So for that, I'll use one hot encoder. And some things I should control over this. Do I want sparse output? And will call it as false. Except that I don't think anything else I should do. So that is okay. So that is my second pre-processing step. Now third is scaling, right? So scaling is something I'll call it. Anything you can write any name here. And I'm using standard scaler. So standard scaler is the, and everything imported here. Here it is imported. So sorry, I'm not importing again here. Standard scaler. And do I need to give any kind of input to this? No, that is okay. Right? So nothing we have to give here. It just directly to it will work. Now, how does my pipe look like? I'll just call this, and you can see this is my pipeline, right? So any data I'll send from the, you can kind of imagine that I'm going to send one kind of data here, and all this processing will happen, and you'll get output. Okay. So let's see if it works or not. So I'll call pipe dot fit, and I will do transform, and the data which I'm going to send is this. As we saw earlier, right? This one, this two columns of my data set, and like this. Anything else? No. So you can see now I'm getting a output in such a form. So something I can do is something like this I can do. So this is just a trick that I want my output as pandas. So I have to extensively mention it that I want my output as pandas. And if I do that, you can see, so it has done it. So this were from deck. This is from embark town, this 3 columns, and it got scaled also, right? Now, this is how you can use a pipeline. Now, let's say same thing I want to do with test set also, right? That's what I idea was, that why I should use pipeliners. So what I have to do is I just have to change it to test, and of course I'll not fit it again. I'll just transform it, and it will do the job. So these are the rows, 295 rows. They all got transformed. So it got imputed using the using this most frequent value. Then we did one hot encoding on that, and then we did standard scalar of that. So here we don't have any uh, option to select a columns. That is the thing. So whatever you send into this, of course, this all the steps will be uh, definitely applied on that. Okay, so that's how the pipeline works. So make sure that whatever you want to send, you select it and do it right. So that is the thing you can do with pipeline. If any question you can ask, or we'll see how we can actually resolve this. So the selection part is something how we can do, right? So is there any good way to do the selection part except this kind of ugly way to write the code, like this train part? Is there any better way to do it? And there is, so we'll cover that. Before that, any question in pipeline, because still you have to use pipeline somewhere. Mm. 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 Okay, so if there is no question, then we can go to the next part, which is called column transformer. Okay. Column transformer is the class name, and it will help you do the selection of columns. Okay, so here you want to, so earlier we saw that we wanted to one process after another, and that's where the pipeline will come in to the picture. Now what you want to do different here is, let's say you have numerical columns. Okay, numerical columns, and here you don't want to do encoding, right? Because encoding is something you convert text or textual kind of data to numbers, but you already have numbers, so you don't want to do encoding here. So here you might like to do imputation. Okay, and after that maybe scaling is also you want to do, right? So that's a scaling you want to do, something like this. And same thing you want to do. So here in, let's say you have columns, sorry, categorical columns. So for this you want to do imputation definitely. Then you want to do encoding, and you want to do scaling, right? So earlier the issue was that now I have this, but what will I do with this? Like, how will I utilize this output? So what you have to actually do if you have this output, that you, if you see the train, you have to remove this deck and embark down from this. Okay, you have to drop this column, and you have to concatenate this output, right? Not that, but a train with train, right? So you have to concatenate that. That way you will have the columns converted to the numbers, right? So that is a way to do it. And it will be a little bit hard to do, right? So first you have to remove, then you have to do concatenation, so it will be a little hard. So for that purpose we have an easier solution is column transformer. So from sklearn dot compose, I'll import column transformer. Okay. And I'll call it as, let's say, CT, right? So the variable name I'm choosing as CT. So again, here also you have to define few parameter. One is transformers. What are the transformers you want to do? Okay. So earlier it was step, but here we'll call it as transformers. Same kind of thing. So here also you have to give list of tuples. Okay. Just remember that we have to give list of tuples. So what I'll do is I'll give a list name TRF. You create that list, and I have to give tuples in this. So again, we are same to that we have to do this part. Now, let's say I have numerical data selected. Okay, so the selection part of data will be done in this. So anything like you can do numerical categorical way, any other way also. Like let's say this data is so this is the data. I want to select few of the columns. So any columns you can just name the columns, and that is how you do the selection of it. Okay, so numerical column. That's what I'm going to do to show you, but you can do anyway. Okay? Then let's say you want to work categorical columns. Okay, and that's all. Like, so as of now, we have two kind of selection that we want to do. So how will you do that is what you want to do here, right? So one thing is that so so as I mentioned that for categorical column I want to do this three process, right? Imputation, encoding, and scaling. And we have just now did it using this pipeline, right? So this pipeline which I created was able to do this, right? So this pipeline. Now what I can do is I can definitely use this pipeline again in my column transformer to do that job if a categorical data is there. So any categorical data will come up and the same process it will do. Okay. So I have to kind of give here a list of columns on which I wanted to apply this thing, right? So for that I need to find what are my um, categorical columns are. Okay, so I'll call it as uh, something like this, right? So these are the categorical columns I have. And if I write this, then I have the list of it. So I have to give this the whole list like this, let's say here, right? So okay. So just remember that what we did is there is earlier we had in pipeline two things in a tuple. One is name, one is transformer. Okay, so this name and this is transformation, whatever transformer was that. Here we have to mention name, again transformer. So I'm using pipe as a transformer here, and then I'm doing this thing, right? Let's say for encoding, I want to do just scaling. Or let's say just imputation. Okay, just imputation is the one I want to do. You can mention that. That is also possible. Like this. Okay. And of course, I want to do use mean for that. So this thing are there. Now I have to mention which columns I want to use, right? So for that, I will look it up. I'll say include it. Okay, so this will give me the list of columns which are there like this. Okay. Now let's say survive was our target. So I don't want to do that, right? So I don't want to do any kind of transformation on that. If any other you feel you don't want to transform, you can definitely remove from the list name. Let's say class, who, adult, male, anything, whichever you don't like. So as of now, I removed this survived column because that was my target class. Okay, I don't want to do any this feature transformation on that. So here it is. Now one thing you can mention here is, now do you want to drop any other column except the one I mentioned in the lists? Do you want to drop it? That is a way to do it. You want to keep it, that is also there. So that is called remainder, right? So remainder is like whatever is other columns which you didn't choose, what you want to do it. So there are a few options for that. So yeah, here. So one is drop, means it will drop it. Pass through will let it pass, right? So it will not do any kind of transformation on that. It will be as it is, how you have sent it, and you will just get it at the like concatenate, right? So it will not go off the metrics. So feature metrics will not remove that column, okay, if anything. So that's what I will do. I'll call it pass through. So that will do the job, that whatever is remaining column, which is in our case is a survived column, it will not remove that. Now here also I'll do this trick called, I'll just set my output as pandas. Okay. Transform to pandas. And here I will do one more thing, something which will help me with yes. So what I'm doing as of now is is an extra thing. Like it will help in the naming the columns. Okay, that's what. So if you do feature names out, if you set it true, then feature names will be like prefixed with the column. Okay, that's all. Like you can remove it. It doesn't matter. And it has no impact on what we are going to. Now how my column transform look like is like this. You can see we have three things coming up. So one is this. So here we are going to select this columns and going to do simple implement. That's all. Simple. One thing we are going to categorical column. These are the columns I'm going to use, and for that this three process you should do on this categorical columns, and there is remainder. So whatever is remainder will be passed through and it will be added later on that, right? So I want to do ct dot fit transform, and I'll use train on this. Right? So on train, use this. So for train, this columns will be selected based on their names we have given here, and then this process will happen automatically. Right? So like this. So you can see I have converted my numerical. It's a numerical p class age. This was a numerical. So in all of it, we have applied the imputation. Now see, the case of the imputation is if there is a missing value, then it will do the imputation, right? So if there is no missing value, there's nothing to impute. So there's no issue with why I'm sending all the numerical columns which doesn't have missing values. It will not affect at all to it. Okay. So that is there. Now with categorical column, let's say there was sex female. So in this sex column was there, and that female would be there. So this is coming from one hot encoder. Then this is from also one hot encoder. Like again here you can see in embark we have C, Q, S, F. So few more in between are there which are which currently we can't see due to this restriction. You can, so there are ways to see all the columns, but that is okay. So we are getting all the columns like this, and you can see that the last was remainder. So I didn't do anything, any kind of transformation survived, and it got concatenated at the last of it. So all the pre-processing was done in a similar way, and I just have to run this same command for test set. Not fitting, of course. I will not do fitting on that, and it will do the job. Okay, so to make the programming of this easier, we are doing it. If you don't do it, then it will be very difficult. Like you have to individually go to each of this columns, maybe then do it. Or let's say if you do a subset of numerical column and do it, then you have to concatenate, right? So concatenation part is a little difficult. Transformation part is a little difficult. Then selecting of columns is difficult, and then after selection what you want to do with each of this part is also like kind of difficult. So this column transformer and pipeline will make your this coding very easier, and if you use it in a good way, right? So you can use this way and it will do the job. So any kind of transformation you want to do, you can do it. So simple imputer or anything, like how. So the idea is you want to do what kind of transformation you want to do, one after another. So For example, here for categorical data, I want to do all three of this set. So that's why I mentioned a pipeline here. I named it as a pipeline. But do I want to do, let's say, most frequent imputation for numerical and categorical? No, I don't want to do it. So for that I separately created another imputation, right? And I separately selecting these columns and I want to do it. Do I want to do any transformation on my target column? No, I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm not doing any of that, and I'm excluding, right? So using this, I'm excluding it from any transformation. And at the end, I'm going to get all the columns with transformation, and of course not transformed also. So that is the idea of getting my data out, right? That's how I want my data to out, and I'm getting. So that's the way you should do, use pipeline and transforms. Okay. So that is that's all in this. If you have any question, you can ask.
So why did we use set output transform equal to pandas?
So by default, it will give you NumPy output. Now you want NumPy as output, then okay, but I don't want to. So I want it as a pandas as output in pandas form. So I set it. You have to mention it that you want in pandas. sklearn don't give by default as pandas. It will give in NumPy, and NumPy is kind of hard to read.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anything else? Any other question?
Sir, I was submitting my Excel notebook for the first time for registration, and I tried it at least 9 times and it's failing to submit. Is it related with the R2 score?
So what is the issue it is showing?
Uh, Sir, it's showing competition submission failed.
But there should be some reason, right? Why this is happening?
Can I share my screen, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible. Can you go to the last part where you are making a submission? Okay, can you show me the submission CSV? Submission CSV or submission. Can you go above how you are creating the
Let
submission?
me run again this.
Okay. No, you can go there where you are creating the submission, right? Submission, how you are creating that. I'll understand.
This part, sir.
Okay. And ID is there and purchase value is there. So your ID is, why your ID is not looking like a continuous number?
Sir, ID name or range?
Range is okay. So you mentioned it as a range from that to that, but still,
So this I did it like sample submission, capitals, ID and purchase value.
that is correct. So you can see IDs are continuously, like continuous means not continuous, sorry, discrete from 0 to
Yes, sir.
whatever columns, right? So, but your IDs are jumbled up, like they are coming 374, then 255. Why is that?
Array, sir, that because I've used it sample. If
Oh,
I
okay, okay.
head,
Yeah.
then it will run.
Okay. So that is from 0 to that. And okay, so can you make a submission now?
Failed.
Yeah. Can you click on that three dots? Yeah, view it. Mm, go back. Can you click on this yellow left? That yellow one is coming up.
This one, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I guess. Can you click again? Um, there is nothing to here.
Sir, I've named it correct also. I've given the team name as my roll number. I've shared it with you also.
Yeah, that is not an issue. So this issue is with the Kaggle.
So it's something with R2 score because this R2 score is very poor.
No, no, no. That is okay. So your purchase value is predictions. Okay. And can you write ID in small letters? Try with.
Should I try submitting it now?
Yeah, yeah, submit.
Sir, is that range is fine? Is that
Range of what?
in this submission part of the code?
Range of ID or range of
Yes,
value?
yes. Range of ID.
Range of
Vibrate
ID.
x test dot save 0 or vibrate dot save 0. Is it?
Uh, why
Failed again, sir.
why can you show me what is the shape of wipe prediction?
I said this.
No, it's why it is 5,800. How many samples are the next test?
Sir, because I sampled it.
No. This is incorrect. See, you have to submit the test data. You have to make your prediction on test data, not your. This is you are calling test set, but this is something called validation set. Okay.
Sir, I'm splitting on train data only. That's why.
Yeah, that will not work. You have to submit test data prediction. So test data is there, right?
Okay, so the issue is with I'm not uh, um,
You
the
are
rows in my submission are not equal to what it should be.
Yeah, so the prediction you have to submit is for test data, not the one you have created. The test data given in the CSV. For
Okay,
that you have to make the prediction and then you have to submit it. So that will work.
okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, anything else?
So I had one query with regards to milestone one.
Yeah.
What should we do regarding the missing data? What is it that we should method to use or strategy to use? Since we are free to do anything, but then won't the answers vary, and how should I go about it?
Yeah, that is okay. See, whatever you wish to do, any kind of imputation or removing anything is fine. So
Okay. Okay. So
answers
there
will
is.
definitely be different for with everyone. Like not every one of you are going to do same thing, and that is the idea. You should just do it.
Okay. So there is no right option. I mean, for this milestone, this thing, right? We just have to submit it as.
Yeah. So for some of them, there won't be right. Some of them will have a right answer.
Okay. And sir, is there a G space for the project? Because I have not been added, if at all there is.
No, there is not a J space.
Okay.
You can write your query in discourse.
All right. All right.
Sir, for milestone one,
Yes.
it was told that we need not to pre-process the data, all those things. And few of the answers are not matching.
So if so answers are not matching. So like everyone will not have same answer, right? Same way to do the project. So there will be variations. That is okay. Yeah, that is okay. So variation is okay. If all of you don't end up having same answer, that is fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
So if we just submit the milestone, we just get the 1 mark or something, or will you evaluate all the 10 answers to check if they're good? Because we might have differing answers. So how are you going to evaluate that?
So mm, I guess so. I'm not sure how. Actually, I was not part of how we created it, and I currently not able to say it. So evaluation is we do both ways. Like sometimes it is submission based. Sometimes depends how questions are. So few question have uh, like definite answer. Like this is this answer will not change for any of you. So for that kind of questions, if it is incorrect, then you will not get marks for that. But um, if it is just a process in a question that you should do something like this, and there is no further explanation on that, then that question is most likely going to be abstract. Like it's going to have variation, and that kind of question will take as a submission based marking.
Okay, sir.
It's
So because
both.
it's actually two or three, required us to questions there required us to maybe handle those missing data and then conclude the answer. That's why I was just asking.
So it depends
Okay.
question wise.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Okay then. Maybe we can close today. Okay. Data set.
So,
Yes.
sir, I'm trying to submit with the test dataset. Could you please just wait for 5 minutes?
Okay.
I'm just submitting. It's running.
Yeah, sure.